Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in forever with my trip and all that, and I am now back home. So I am food prepping for the week, and I thought I would include you guys on my pork shoulder journey. It's one of my favorite dishes. It is also keto friendly, and it's something that is pretty easy to make. Just throw it in the crock pot, takes a couple hours, and by the time you come home from work, you're good to go. I'm actually making it today so that it's ready for the week, and I wanted to include you guys on the seasoning portion of it. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some just basic mayo that you can get at your store. I chose light mayo, and I'm going to take a couple really big heaping spoonfuls of that and put it in a dish. Oops, I dribbled some. So I did 3 spoonfuls. And now from there, I'm going to just take my standard Dijon mustard, and I am going to put it all in there. And then I'm going to coat this pork with my Dijon and my mayonnaise. Once I get this all whisked up, I am then going to just go ahead and take a little brush. This is just going to help adhere the spices to the pork itself. I cut a few different pieces off of my pork so that it would fit into my crock pot. So you see here, it's all nice and whisked together. Set this to the side, and I'm going to take my little brush here, and I am going to just start slathering my pork with it. So you want to make sure that it's really nice and coated so that the seasoning sticks real well. And you want it all in the cracks and crevices. Make sure that you get it all over. And this I'm going to put on high in my crock pot so that it's ready in about 4 hours. And then once it's all nice and tenderized, I'm going to shred it and make different meals throughout the week with it so that I don't have to really do anything once I get home from work, which is nice and easy, and it's going to be fully prepared. You can do pork salads, you can do pork sandwiches, all of those different things. Now that I got one side nice and coated, I'm going to take the seasoning. It is for everything, so I'm guessing it's a little bit of garlic, salt, parsley, all of that stuff. And I'm just gonna give it a good amount all the way around the pork. But I don't wanna put too much on this because I'm also going to put my Cajun seasoning on it. So I'm just using the standard Old Bay seasoning, but this one you wanna put a good amount on. So it'll give it a nice crust while it's cooking. As you can see here, I am lathering this thing up, and I'm making sure that it's nice and coated all the way around where I put the mustard and the mayonnaise. Then we're gonna flip this bad boy over, and we're going to do the same thing. I personally prefer the fat side up because the juices from the fat are then going to flow into the crock pot, and it's going to help with the juicing of it so it doesn't get too dry. I'm not really a big dry meat person. I prefer dark meat because I don't like anything dry. I have a texture issue. So that's now all nice and lathered, and I am then going to take my seasoning. Once you're done with this, you're gonna make sure you wanna wash the tops of your seasoning or the bottles of your seasoning. This is my allspice. And now I'm going to take my Old Bay, and I'm going to make sure I give it that nice thick crust. So we did get some empty spots on the sides here, so we're gonna just make sure that we roll this over and we get the Old Bay on the sides as well. Make sure that it's everywhere. And this is gonna be salty for right now, but it will cook off into the juices. And then get the last side here. The nice part about doing it on I don't have parchment paper. I didn't feel like going to the busiest store in the United States today, so I'm just using a Ziploc bag. Once we get it all nice and covered like this, I'm going to throw it right into my crock pot here. Like I said, I do have a few extra pieces that I did cut off, and I'm just going to dip and roll those around right here in my mayonnaise and mustard, and then I'm going to roll them around in the extra seasoning that I have on the sheet, and make sure those are nice and coated, and throw those in as well. I don't know if this entire pork shoulder is going to make it into this crock pot. I know it'll cook down, but it's a pretty hefty little shoulder here. The reason I didn't season that last piece is because it already had seasoning on it from the sheet here. These ones I'm gonna make sure get nice and coated again, and dip, 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 dip. I hope you guys are enjoying my recipes. I really appreciate all the likes and the follows. If you guys can like and share this page, I would greatly appreciate it. I am trying to listen to everybody that is commenting and giving me different tips and tricks and ideas. Again, I'm still pretty new to this whole YouTube, Facebook thing. Also on TikTok, you guys can follow me there. Now that I've got these all nice and coated, I am going to take some broth. I choose to use bone broth right here. Let me wash my hands real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so I am going to open this can up here, and I'm going to use what's left of this. I've got about 2 cups left in here, and I'm just going to put the rest in this pot. And that is going to keep it nice and moist while I cook it. Like I said, I'm cooking it for about 4 hours in the crock pot, so I am doing it pretty quickly. And I will show you guys the final result. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye.